If we turn our backs and spit in his face, is God still gonna bless the USA?
Two old friends met each other on the street one day. One looked sad and almost on the verge of tears. His friend asked him, "What's happened to you?" The sad fellow said, "Well, let me tell you. 3 weeks ago, my uncle died and left me $40,000. That's a lot of money," the friend said. "But you see," the sad one continued, "2 weeks ago, my cousin that I never knew died and left me $85,000 free and clear." "Well, that's amazing. It sounds like God has blessed you." "Well, you don't understand," the sad one interrupted. "Last week, my great aunt passed away, and I inherited almost $250,000 from her." The friend was confused and said, "So why are you so sad?" "Well, this week I didn't get anything. Some people just can't get no satisfaction," as the Rolling Stones sang. Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Green, and this is God in America. Psalm 17, verse 15 states, "As for me, I will see your face in righteousness. I will be satisfied when I awake in your likeness." This verse encapsulates the essence of a believer's ultimate hope and aspiration. It reflects a profound yearning for divine communion and the spiritual fulfillment that comes from God's presence. The problem is, there's none righteous, no, not one. We can't become upright on our own. God imputes righteousness to us. As a result of his righteousness, we can gain otherwise impossible satisfaction. Listen to Romans 4, verses 5 through 8. "But to him who does not work, but believes on him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is accounted for righteousness." Just as David also describes the blessedness of the man to whom God imputes righteousness apart from works. "Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord shall not impute sin." The second half of Proverbs 17, "I shall be satisfied when I awake in your likeness." Biblically, death can be described as sleep, as Jesus declared at Lazarus' tomb in John 11. A beautiful promise is that our bodies will be brought back to life by Christ's resurrection. He paved the way for the rest of us after his body slept in the tomb for 3 days. On the first day of the week, he awakened in his body to finish his work. One day, we will awaken from death and finish what God has set before us in eternity. When we do, we will be satisfied with how God has recreated us. Like millions of Americans, I struggle with physical dissatisfaction. Throughout my life, I've faced challenges with weight, and I can't help but regret indulging in that banana split a few minutes ago. But additionally, I have an eye that doesn't correct to 20/20, preventing me from serving in the military and make reading and studying difficult. I realize my physical condition could be worse. Many people, including those who are blind, lame, deaf, or disfigured, face greater challenges than I do. The famous actress Betty Grable did something surprising during the peak of her career from 1941 to 1945. Her studio insured her legs for $1 million. The truth is, you and I have a pair of $1 million legs too. You wouldn't take $1 million for your legs. You'd prefer to stand than lose them for money. We learn contentment by appreciating $1 million legs we walk on. Paul writes the young pastor and reveals that godliness with contentment is great gain. Jesus transformed Paul's life from a persecutor into a protagonist for the gospel. There he learned contentment in hardship. At the resurrection, God will transform Paul's beaten body into something special. He'll do the same for you and me, regardless of our imperfections. He gives us hope for something better. Prayer connects us with the Creator, and we find contentment with him. Benjamin Franklin wrote about its importance. Notice what he said. "Being mindful that before I address the deity, my soul ought to be calm and serene, free from passion and perturbation, that is worry, or otherwise elevated with rational joy and pleasure. I ought to use a countenance that expresses a filial respect, mixed with a kind of smiling that signifies inward joy and satisfaction and admiration." God promises satisfaction and more. He can go beyond what we ask or think, according to Ephesians 3. But by reflecting on Psalm 17, verse 15, believers can renew their commitment to righteousness and strengthen their resolve to live by following God's will. This verse encourages them to prioritize their spiritual growth and to seek fulfillment in God's presence. James Madison understood that genuine satisfaction is not achieved in the temporary, but in the eternal. He wrote, I have sometimes thought there could not be a stronger testimony in favor of religion or against temporal enjoyments, even the most rational and manly, than for men who occupy the most honorable and gainly departments and who are rising in reputation and wealth publicly to declare their unsatisfactoriness by becoming fervent advocates in the cause of Christ. And I wish you may give in your evidence in this way. Thanks for being with us today. As we close, let's keep the light of finding complete satisfaction with God burning.
Yeah, if we turn our backs and spit in his face, will God still bless?